Hey YouTube, Chump here. So we're going to shoot this one right off the hip. I was browsing around and ended up on Spectrum somehow. And guess what? Found out this big beautiful thing is in the game now. It's in the PTU now for owners. So I figured, yes, this definitely needs a video. So we're going to do this one. This is going to be completely unscripted and impromptu. Also, it's going to be a bit crazy because I already did this once and 40 minutes of my video footage recorded and the voiceover was all messed up because I had the wrong microphone selected. So we're going to do it again. This one should be a little bit more cohesive. I did run into some bugs last time. One of them where I completely clipped through everything. So we'll try to not totally CIG this up, but we'll see where we're at. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and turn this audio down a bit. The mouse control is going to be a little wonky because I have the smoothing turned off. But we can see here, I mean, this thing for a capital ship, granted it's going to be the smallest of the capital ships, but still, like, she is quite maneuverable. Still flies like a brick, but you know, for a blick, she flies pretty good. Let's try not to slam it right into Korea. So while we're still out here, let's do a little bit of a rotate maneuver. I'm going to show you guys. We're going to do the landing gear real quick. So you can see all the little greebles start to fold in. Engine pods come in and these three massive feet come out. So we even get, looks like retro thrusters there that pop out. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and that looks like a decent angle. Go ahead and put those back away. Watch the thruster pods come back out. All the little wing things. They're totally not wings, but I don't know what to call them. Airfoils, maybe? I don't know. Rotate a little bit here. Get some sun on the. Get some sun on it. See if one of these will make a good screenshot. Okay. Let's get back to the right thing. So just to confirm, there's a pilot seat here. That's what we're in now. She has no guns that you can use for the pilot or the co-pilot. We'll get to that one here in a second. But we can do missiles. And we can queue up to 4 missiles at a time. And there they go. So those are size 3s. I thought originally those were supposed to be size 5 torps. I'll have to go back and check the original data sheets. If you hear the bell, that's the cat. She decided that now is a good time to be moving. So that's a thing. If we go back to SCM mode, we'll see that our max boost, if we can get to it, is 250 there. Let's go ahead and switch back to gun mode, which again, there's nothing here, but put us in nav mode. We can see in flight. Now I'm having issues with my buttons. I'm not able to get up to past 250. I can't click the button to engage that. I'm not really good with master modes. I hate the new flight mechanics. But from what I've heard on the concierge forums, the max nav flight speed is 980 meters per second, I believe. So our regular nav speed is 250. I'm sure this thing just handles like crap in atmosphere. I passed my own model. That was kind of funny. But yeah, so 250. Quantum works. Scanning does scanning stuff. I'm not really going to mess with that right now. Go ahead and just lay on this brake so we stop moving. What does that put us for? Oh man, that's actually kind of pretty. I like that. See if I can point down just a hair. Oh, that's it. That's the thumbnail right there. Okay. Let me stop pretending I'm actually a YouTuber. Let's get this thing. She takes a minute to stop. So, parts of her definitely handle like a capital ship. Let's see. What do we got here? We have buttons for the pilots. Oh, lights. Oh, there's lights. There's a headlight. I love it. We're not on a planet, so I can't really see if that's any sort of good or useful. We already looked at the landing gear. What other buttons do we have here real quick? These are not physicalized down here. We have open exterior. So let's do that. That should be the side ramps. Let me rotate a little bit to get the sun on us. Yep. So we can see both of those side ramps there have opened. There should be an elevator that goes down. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Or it could just be bugged out. I couldn't get it to work in the last play session either. You can see already the massive hangar bay is opened up there on the top. So that's pretty sweet. I never did find the docking collars. So we can take a look for that, see if we can find them this playthrough. I don't exactly know where those would be. But let's come back in here. What other buttons do we have? Landing gear, exterior, we already played with that. I'm going to close the exterior. We'll leave the power on, leave the engines on. None of these are buttons physicalized. It's kind of odd with all the brand new ship. Figured that would have been done. So let's take a look here at the rest of the cockpit area. Walk my slow my walk speed down a little bit, make the video smooth. So this is the co-pilot seat. This does everything that the normal pilot does. Also has controls for the missiles. And when I say missiles, not torpedoes. We'll get to that later, but that's its own seat. But there is no... well, I'm not in the right mode. There is no guns here. We can zoom in, but that doesn't really help anything. And we can control the same size 3 missiles that we could control in the pilot seat. The captain's chair, right here, doesn't really seem to do much of anything except for the scanner, which scanner gameplay isn't really a thing quite yet. You do get 2 MFDs, and you can sit here and you can be like, engage. But there's not really much else to do here besides the actual management of the ship or the crew. I guess I would say in this position you're managing the crew. Crew's managing the ship. But, if you want to role play, you do get one hell of a view. So we don't have to worry too much about the RSI struts. Let's go check out these side turrets. So these, I think, are actually the top turrets. Each one of these goes to a single slot. MFDs are really wide on these. Just curious, what do we have for... Okay. So for our buttons here, if we go into our remote turret here, this is the rocket turret on the rear. That's right. So back here, rear of the ship, front's up there. Or wait, no. Yeah. This is the rocket pod, similar to what they had on the Harbinger. I don't really care for these, but it's a thing, I guess. So, you know, if you want to, good for you. Go ahead and get out of that seat. This puts us in... Come on, give me the prompt. There we go. This has the same thing, just mirrored as the other one. This is the turret on the back. Yep, on the bottom. So the last time the rocket pod, that's up on the top. This is on the bottom. Now, you'll see when we get into pretty much all the turrets, except for the big ballistic one on the front, the capacitors kind of suck by default. I'm sure they're going to tune that up, or maybe the power is not working. There is some component slots that are just empty, because I do not believe they physically have those components in the game yet. But this one actually has really good zoom. You can go almost perfect 90. So you've got full coverage for the bottom back chunk of the ship. And if you're flying in Atmo, God help you, you can at least put a little bit of pressure on the ground. So that's nice, because this thing's going to require a pretty big landing zone. So this will at least allow you to put some downward pressure onto the landing zone. And you do have a little bit of down from the side turrets too, which we'll get to those. I will get pretty lost, probably again, when we go through this, but I'll give you the best I can do. So we come back up here. Here's our holo table that does not work yet. And then if you guys want a view of the bridge, that's what the bridge is looking like. Pretty good, pretty sweet. There is component and relays here. Big empty component slot. This is capital something, but it's not labeled, so I don't know what this is going to be. And this is, oh, let me open the other side here, because this is kind of neat. I haven't found one of these on another ship yet. We got another large component slot, 4 slots for the computers for the blades. But if you look, we've got the relays here, a 3 relay piece. But over here, it's a completely empty bay. So not only can you add relays, it looks like you might even be able to add an entire relay station. Or this is a placeholder for something else that hasn't been mentioned yet, but that's kind of neat. So this screen also does not work. We tried to get in here, do some stuff, but holo table does not holo. So we go back. First thing we're going to run into, we have 8 ejection pods and some fire extinguishers. You'll see fire extinguishers all over this ship, even though we don't have flame propagation, and they pulled it out of the next patch. But they will be ready, because, man, you got some fire extinguishers on here. We go a little bit further back, so we have those 8 escape pods. We've got our main elevator here. This is, I don't remember. This is the suit area. So there's a lot of gun racks in here. You've got a little chair for sitting down, you know, put your boots on, whatever it is. You have 10 of these suit lockers. So you can get a lot of suits on here. We got weapon rack 1 and weapon rack 2 for the big ones. This is where the heavy weapons go. Lots of rifles, pistols, plenty of weapon storage. So you can get a whole, I don't know, we'll call it 2 squads probably. Star Citizen numbers are going to be a little lower than real life. We're not going to take the elevator yet. We're going to do kind of a big loop-de-loop on the first floor. We got some more relays here we can swap around. So this actually goes to nothing. On the previous video, when we crashed through, I might put some snippet of that in here. I'll just have to mute it because the audio is crap. But there's actually nothing back behind this door. So the thought is that this is the captain's quarters, and they're waiting to show it off. That or it's just not done yet. But if you clip through this, like I did on my last playthrough, it is just empty back there. There's no walls, no nothing. So, assuming that's the captain's quarters or XO or something like that, but right now it's nothing. So we should have, I think these are 2 more turrets. Yep. So these are the top turrets. 1 on each side of the ship. They're mirrored identical. No panels or anything in here that we can open on the walls. me in. Each one of these top turrets, I say, like, they're mirrored, so there's one on each side. Okay. And we're online. So again, this is 4x size 4 Omni Skies. And that's it. So the capacitors are not working right, or the battery slots haven't been added in, or something. They haven't tuned up the proper values off of the capital power plant, something. Like there's no way you're gonna have a turret that has 2 shots and then has to recharge. But you do get pretty good firing coverage for the front and top area. You can go all the way up to 60 degrees. So you can cover down to negative 20, 25-ish. The side turrets actually get a lot closer to the profile of the vehicle than these do. A little disappointed in that, but it's not a direct combat ship. This is more for poking from a distance, so that makes sense. Let's back out here. Okay. And I think this is mirrored, so it's the exact same thing on the other side. Let me just make sure we're not getting turned around here. Okay, so we're going this direction. So keep going back the ship, more fire extinguishers. And this is where things start to get a little bit wonky. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cover here. This is your mess hall slash rec area, I guess if we want to call it. You got some seats over here. Plenty of tables. You got the Fooderator 3000 up in here. We got a relay station here. Like, these are all over the ship, so you got TV. You can sit down here, watch some Brash Tactics, or die trying, I guess. Okay, yep, that's the extent of the mess hall. So we're gonna go back to our main hallway. This is gonna loop us around a little bit, and this will take us into the crew housing area. So we are gonna have a whole hallway, if it lets me in the door, full of these 2-man rooms. So each room is identical. They've all got the same bunks, or the same numbers on the bunks too. A little shelf there. You can get in on top, you can get on the bottom. There is a little display. It's not interactive right now, or at least it didn't work for me. And they will each have access to their own personal storage. I cannot get this to work right now because I'm an arena commander, because the PTU servers are just crap with everybody trying to get in and play around on their Polaris. So we do have to suffer a little bit of the arena commander limitations. But, and this is the coolest thing ever, if it lets me in. We go into the bathroom. Every room also has its own private bathroom and shower, and working mirrors. So yeah, that's a thing. Kind of wish I had my my live reaction from the last video where I saw that, because to my knowledge, no mirrors in this game actually work yet. So those are the first ones. A little on the bright side, but we've got more relays here. And going down this whole hallway, there is multiples of this room. So we got 2 bunks here, 2 bunks here, 2 more here, so that's 6, 8, 10, and 12. Plus, assuming at least 1 for the captains, and maybe captain and XO if they're both in that non-existent room in the front I was talking about. So I'm going to come back here, and rather going through that, we're going to go back to our main hallway again. So crew living on the left. This is the mess area on the right. And this will put us into our main loop around the hangar. So that is where the mess hall comes out right there. And the crew living comes out right there. This is where I got really confused on my first playthrough. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to check out the hangar, and then we'll do the loop on the outside of the hangar, because this kind of makes the hangar's in the middle here, and you can see there's doors on all 4 sides. So the rest of this floor wraps around in a big loop all the way around the hangar. So when we're in the hangar, and it's a sizable hangar too. This looked way bigger than what I remember it being in the pictures. First thing to notice is we have 2 cargo elevators. These go down to the cargo deck. I bugged through a cargo elevator on my last play, so I'm not going to actually ride them. They do work. Well, they worked in the last game. Yep, here they are. So you can send them up and down. So this will actually logistically be how you get stuff from the cargo bay up here. Just like on a real aircraft carrier, you're going to have your own little loader, or your own little loading elevator. So I'm actually going to send this one down so we can see it when we get down there. Actually, I'd have to do that from that button, but I don't want to risk falling through the map again. So we can also come over here. No, we're not. I'm backwards. Where is it? Where did the button go? That's a fire extinguisher. That's a fire extinguisher. There's the button. So let's come over here. I do like the levers on this switch, on this ship. But we can open up the biggest moonroof in the game right now. Man, that's so cool. So I will mess with later at some point trying to do a does it fit, but I don't have quite as many vehicles as, you know, real YouTubers, and I also don't have the personnel. I don't have staff. I don't have people to help me loading it out. So I might be able to get a couple things in here. We can test them out. We know for sure like an Arrow will fit. I'm kind of curious if the Hornet Mark II will fit in here. It looks like it will. Height might be a thing, but I think it'll fit in here. I was reading on the Concierge. They were talking about the Prospector will fit in here, but I don't know if it will, if it'll work or not. You might be able to fit a whole Ares Ion in here, like the Ion or the Inferno, which would actually go really well with this type of ship based on its role. And you probably put a whole squadron of Furies in here. So that's the hangar bay. Let's take a look back here. So this is the back elevator. This will go down to engineering. We're not going to mess with that right now. We'll take the main elevator and then end up in here. And then you have stairs. Because if things stop working, which they do quite often because there's a little peak-C, CIG is going to CIG, you're going to want stairs rather than elevators that are going to break. So this is like our mid-deck, I guess you could say. This will take us down to show us some engineering stuff. You can see the reactor and the main engine there just floating in the coolant bay, which is just sweet. The artistic side of this is just awesome. Star Citizen's always had really good art. Pretty crap code, but really good art. Engineering does not work, but man, that'll be awesome when it does. You can adjust the lights in here, which... Oh, this is on? That can't be right. Yeah, when we try to go to on, it's going to emergency for some reason, but whatever. We'll round out the back of the ship. You got more engineering panels, you have more relay panels, you have more fire extinguishers. This is a large component axis. That is our capital jump drive. Or maybe it's a large, I can't remember on this ship. Grav drive. If we want to do Event Horizon, we can go stick something in there. More relays. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. I completely missed this on my last walkthrough. That's the Borg firmware updater or something. But let's go back up here. Put us at the back of the hangar bay. We do have some more component access here. This is going to be for engineering. These don't open right now, but I'm fully assuming that these will open up at some point for once the engineering gameplay comes in. But this is where we were, straight line back of the hallway on the very top floor. So we will do a loop and go see what's on each side of the top of this ship. So here's side 1, and this is the brig. So there's an actual whole honest to God brig in here. You can lock somebody up. Whoa, I did not see that last time. Ah! Okay, so you got your, your normal door to... Come on, let me in. Last time it let me click on the door. So you got your normal way to get in here, but if you need to pass somebody food, you got a pass-through unit here. That is outstanding. Missed that on the first try. Anything else important in here? Wait. There's cameras. Okay, we're gonna try theory here. I don't even know if I can do this in Arena Commander. Let's take our weapon out. Oh, what is going on here? This... No. Oh god. I have attached myself to the bed. I want to... place. Okay. Rifle on ground. Yo, that's live. That's not actually just a static image. Okay, that's sweet. So that's probably how they have the mirrors working too. They're just using it as a camera feed, I'm guessing, to trick it on the back end. I did not notice that last time. Last time it was apparently more buggy than I thought. So, let's see. Got another one over those here. That's so cool. And let's wrap our loop all the way around. We got more escape pods here. Component or maintenance access, which doesn't work yet. Relays. There is the side turrets I was talking about. So if we come up through here, that is the living area comes out there. I don't actually know what's down there, so we'll play with that here in a second. Docking. There's the docking collars. Look at me, chomp. I should have read. Imagine that. 2954, and reading is the answer. So if these are the side turrets, I believe, these will go down and pop out the side of the ship. They're actually tucked in, and then they scoot all the way out. That's pretty cool. These are repeaters, I think. Yep. So, you don't really have too great of a firing solution here. But, again, these are just for defense, really. I mean, you're not flying this ship in close range for offense. Defensive-wise, they should be fine. The angles are good enough on them. It does take a while to get in and out of the chairs. Close that up. We don't need to go in that. That way we know we're there. Let's go check out this docking collar real quick. Completely missed this on my last playthrough. I hear it. Oh, that's it. It's just open. I'm not going to go out there because last time EVAing clipped me through the entire game and broke everything. But that would be the docking collar, and there's probably one mirrored on the other side too. Now you know. So let's finish our loop here on the first floor. This is the hallway for the living area. Had the plant down there at the end, which would make this the mess hall. And this would probably be the other side docking collar. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's go check out. That's another turret. Same as the other one. It's just this side of the ship's version of it. So we don't need to mess with that. More relays. Ejection ports. So if we come back here, this should be the med bay. So this has 4 working respawn beds. You can go ahead and map in through here, just like you would any other bed now. So now my current location is this one. You can map into either of those. And if we go over on the other side, there's 2 more in here. So you can do 4 respawns at a time. I'm assuming you can lock these doors. Not yet. But you can do 4 respawns at a time out of the med bay here. These do not work yet, but I'm assuming if we had a patient, that's what's going to show up here. So if you had a patient laying in one of these beds, it would probably show up here. Just my guess. None of these buttons are physicalized or working yet. Okay, so that completes our loop of the first floor. Let's go ahead and take it back up to the front. We're going to ride the main elevator down to the next floor. So if we remember when we were in the pilot's and the co-pilot's seat, or actually any of the seats up on the bridge, none of those 5 seats controlled the torps, the big boys. So that's the one that's broken. This is the elevator. So if we take this down to the cargo bay, it does look like this elevator is supposed to go all the way external, because when I clipped through, there's more down there. There's not another door, but there is more room down there. And you can clip all the way through the outside, and it does look like this should go external. But based off the errors I was having today, I'm not going to ride that externally. So we've came down the elevator. This is the front of the ship. And this is where the magic happens, because these are the boomstick tubes. These are the big ones. So they are unloaded right now, but when you engage the system, that's when they come in. So we can see this one's still kind of a little buggy. Use torpedo console. So this is where your actual torpedo guy is going to be. So you will need, if you want to shoot the capital size torpedoes, you are going to need a guy down here doing torpedo-y stuff. So this is facing back of the ship. There's that giant size 6 turrets. This is the front of the ship. And as you can see, we have the torpedoes armed up right now. You can queue up 4 torpedoes in this, just like you can on the other one. I don't have anything to target right now. There's no ships or anything. But look at that. I mean, man, this is so cool. Send off a set of 4, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So about 13 seconds there in between your last shot and a full reload for your next volley. I love how they shoot out for a sec and then they engage the rocket engine. That's so sweet. So we're going to pop out of there. So when you go to use the panel, it goes ahead. I don't know if I can turn on. Nope, I can't. it goes ahead and loads up into the tubes. The tubes are empty, but when I come here and I use this panel, you'll see the torpedoes load in, kind of roll over and then slide in the tube. So that's a cool safety feature. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. This is engineering, I believe. Yep, this is another engineering panel. It doesn't work right now. So there will be a guy down here if you're going to use this for real combat. So if you are trying to solo this ship, i.e. me, I'm screwed now because I cannot fire the torpedoes from anywhere in the bridge. So it's not even a matter of just changing seats. You got to run down the elevator, come down here, and do it from here. So you're looking at least 2 people probably. If we keep going to the very front of the ship, we've got fire extinguishers, more relays, and this is the dual size 6 bespoke turret on the bottom nose of the ship. This is a ballistic cannon, and it looks like it smacks. Once it gets in here. I'm sure Urkel has some numbers on this by now. They're probably not accurate, because I think I heard somewhere along the line that these were doing 1,000,000 DPS, because CIG just threw numbers in at one point. But yep, size 6. These are going to hit hard, especially because it's a bespoke. So for those that don't know, the bespokes typically hit a little bit harder because you don't get the option to change them out for different weapons. I can't put any other size 6 in there. So that's why like the size 7 on the Perseus are probably going to hit more like an 8 or a 9, because those are bespoke ballistic cannons. And back here, this is the actual loading room for the torpedoes. I'm assuming at some point you might actually have to, because you have a whole cargo elevator here. This is bugged too. It does go up and down, but I lose collision and completely fall through this. So I'm not going to do it right now, but this is how you would send it up and down. So you'd probably send them up here on that, and then use your tractor beam and put them up in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to... I mean, these are sizable, so I don't know if you're going to be able to carry these with a normal tractor beam. So fear not. If we go down these stairs, which is so nice that they have stairs here, you can see, bada bing, bada boom, there's your tractor beam. So you have a tractor beam already built into the ship. I haven't figured out exactly where that operates from. You got another set of relays there. I wonder if that... probably here. Ah, yeah, look at that. That was bugged out last time. So there should be a button for remote turret, which is right here. Yep. It'd be so funny if I could grab myself with the tractor beam. I don't believe it moves. Something's buggy because it's saying salvage mode. But this is where you'd load stuff up, and if you in a pinch, you could probably get it all the way into the tubes from here. You probably have your truck drive up, grab it off the back of the truck, if this is like a Patriot launcher or something. Truck drives on, and then you place it down here on this elevator, and then your reloading crew will actually reload it from that side. That would be my guess. Seeing as how I can't seem to get the turret to move. And whatever this mining mode or salvage mode is, I can't access that either. I wasn't aware that there was a ladder room. Yeah, we got little Jeffries tubes. Where does this go? I don't even know. Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. The more you know. Takes us back up to the top deck. That was a little buggy. No, no, no. Oh my god, I'm stuck. We got one on that side too, so we got mirrors. So these are the cargo elevators that I was talking about before. I thought I sent one down, but maybe it went back up. But these will go to all the way up to the flight deck. Actually, let's risk it all. Yep, nope, no, let's go to the hangar. We're not going to risk it all. So we come back in here to engineering. Engineering is a whole section, and I'm all for it. This will realistically probably be at least a 2-person job, because you're going to have, you'll see there's relay stations all over back here. Places where they could put more panels to access. And the coolant just looks so cool. But it's spread out so much that you're going to be running around that I don't think a single person can do this. So you would have all of these different panels that you're going to be interacting with. You've got relays back here. We saw there was relays back there already. There's that back of the ship elevator we were talking about up in that glass room. Just chilling in the coolant down there. That's pretty cool. Probably impractical as hell with things actually, you know, moving in a spaceship, but whatever. So you can get down here. Some genius left that unplugged. The reactor in the... And that's just so neat. I don't know what the point of being down here is, but I'm sure they'll tie something in engineering down there. Come around the back here. This will take us into that elevator that we were seeing all the way at the back of the ship. This is the 3rd floor where it pops out. So this is like the bottom half of the engineering deck. It's kind of a deck and a half. And over here you've got more panels, more relays. There's relays up in those stairwell, or on the stairs behind those 2 parts. So there's just so much engineering to do on this ship. This thing starts taking hits at all, or I mean, heck, they haven't even really said how day-to-day flight's going to work. So you might not even be able to solo fly this in a safe spot day-to-day. Where's that tractor beam? No, it does not look like that moves. That looks like a pretty permanent mount. So you probably unload them off the vehicles. They come up here, and away you go. You do have a manual door. I do like how on, like, pull that, and you'll see the floor actually dips down to make that angle a little better. Like I said, I'm not going to walk out there because that's when things started breaking. But you can't really get a sense in here for just how far this ramp comes out. You're going to be off the ground a good bit. Same thing on this side. And then this is that elevator. Let me get up here and hit the button from the top. Just to bring up that part of the deck up to here. So like I said, the collision on this wasn't working earlier. I fell right through this, and then that started leading into a whole host of problems. Let me see, is there a tractor bay on this side? No, there's not. So this is all of your storage. I thought there'd be a bit more storage, honestly. Because I think this wasn't this supposed to have like 500 something SCU of storage? It was like 380 and then it got bigger. Oh well. But that's the Polaris in a nutshell. I will go out here, and what we will do is we will try taking the elevator up, which means I have to go back because I'm lost already. We will see if we can take the elevator out of the ship. Actually, we might not be able to take the elevator anyway. There we go. Are we gonna... It's still coming. I hear it. Let's do exit shift. This should take us all the way down. And this will probably break us, so... I don't know if I can come back from this one. So we cut out of the ship. Man, that's a view. And I'm guessing the second I step off this pad, I'm screwed. Oh, might as well do it. Or it won't even let me. So that's about how far down. You can get a rough idea there looking at how far down we go. That's how far down the landing gear is going to go, which means that's also how far the ramp is you have to drive to get back up. Take this thing all the way to the top. To our bridge. See if there's anything we missed the first time. I don't think so. No little compartments we can open up. Oh, there was one thing I did want to point out. It's not in game yet, but they have a slot for it. So we're going to take this all the way back to the back end for engineering. So there's 2 slots for hooking up emergency generators, I think. Which is kind of a cool concept. That was that ladder access. So right here, this is the backup slot. So there's one on each side. So these engineering panels don't work yet, but I'm assuming if everything kicks the crap, there will be some level of gameplay where the engineer can maybe carry a power cell on him or something like that, just to get some things back up. I don't know. Caught my eye, something cool, something I noticed. But other than that, that is the Polaris, and I'm probably going to leave it here. It's going to take a minute for this to upload, put the audio together. Let me know if you guys like this. I know this is kind of shooting from the hip, but I wanted to get this out there quick so people could see it. Been waiting on this ship for years. So yeah, just drop a like, drop a subscribe, all that normal YouTube jazz, and I will see you guys later. Chomp out.